Only on Fox, a brother is speaking out about a group who lived for adventure, most recently in a trip to Alaska. We told you about these two set of high school sweethearts, all killed when their plane crashed in Alaska 2 weeks ago. One of the victims, William Wright's sister, and tonight he's telling us about these extraordinary people, including a sister who inspired others to be better. Fox Carolina's Shale Remien's been following this story. She spoke with him, and Shale, it's heartbreaking. I talked about this earlier. You know, you cannot ever understand what someone goes through losing a family member like that, a parent losing their child or a sibling. I mean, it's just awful.
It is awful, Cody, and you know, William says that part is really the most heartbreaking, to know that all four of these people lost their lives at the same time. But in a way, he says it's comforting to know that his sister Kirsten wasn't alone in those final moments. You know, ever since this accident, he's gone to pick up the phone to call her or text her, and that's when he realizes he's going to have to talk to her in a different way now.
She was my best friend. Truly. I mean, we talked every single day. There wasn't a day that we didn't talk.
Just like any other day, William got a text from his sister Kirsten. She sent photos of adventures. This one right before takeoff in Alaska with her boyfriend, Mackay Halsey.
My dad, banged on the door, and he was like, "Buddy, I need you." And I was like, "Are you okay?" And he was like, "No, I'm not." And that's when he told me. He's like, "Buddy, your sister's not here with us anymore."
Two sets of high school sweethearts, Heather and Caleb Halsey, along with his brother Mackay and Kirsten, all went down in this plane together after colliding with another mid-air.
The fact that they were together when it all happened, and they're still together now, it brings joy to my heart. In all this tragedy, there's still a blessing in it, that they were together.
To see Kirsten was to see her boyfriend of 8 years not far behind. Her brother says one didn't make sense without the other.
They mirrored each other in so many ways. I loved him like a brother almost. When he was around, he was a brother to me.
This tight-knit family lived for a breath of adventure.
My sister started dating Mackay about 8 years ago. Ever since they got together, they were traveling the world. Their whole family, all the Halseys, they were so good to her, and they treated her like her own.
His own sister had a light inside of her that was contagious and generous. At just 23 years old, William says she somehow outlived most of us.
I would just tell her, of course, how much I love her, just how beautiful she was. Me being her sibling, I would never remind her of that, but I look at her now and I'm like, I wish the world could see it more. I wish more people knew her.
And Mackay and Caleb's father, as well as their other brother, was also on that Alaska trip. They had hopped on a different plane that day and thankfully are okay. But when they landed, that is when they figured out what happened to those four other people. And William tells me that they had one funeral for all four of these amazing people. He says that's what they would want, to be all together. For now, reporting live in Greenville County tonight, I'm Shale Remien, Fox Carolina, the 10 o'clock news.